Who would have thought that a league once known for its strict dress code would become a global stage for fashion innovation? The NBA, from its early days, has seen a remarkable transformation in the way its players express themselves through style. From the era of buttoned-up suits and ties to today's runway-worthy looks, join us as we embark on a journey through the NBA's fashion revolution. Explore how a league's dress code evolved into a canvas for iconic styles, creating cultural moments and fashion icons along the way. How did the NBA turn from the court to the catwalk? And what does this sartorial transformation mean for the league and its players? Get ready to step into the colorful, boundary-pushing world of NBA fashion. The National Basketball Association has long been known not just for its tremendous physical capabilities but also for the distinctive and ever-evolving styles and fashion statements made by its players. NBA players have, over the course of their careers, become prominent tastemakers, helping to shape popular culture through the distinctive fashion choices they make both on and off the court. When the National Basketball Association was first created in the 1940s, the emphasis was placed entirely on competition. The players wore standard outfits that comprised of shorts, tank shirts, and high socks. There was very little possibility for players to express themselves individually through their attire. The players put more emphasis on their performance in the game than they did on the latest fashion trends, thus they chose comfortable, performance-oriented gear. In the 1960s, as the league gained prominence, players began to experiment with their hairstyles and accessories. This experimentation continued into the 1970s. In their on-court appearances, notable players such as Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West added a touch of personality by donning afros and headbands. Despite this, the fashion of the time was still very subdued when compared to the more daring looks that would become popular in the succeeding decades. The decade of the 1970s was marked by a considerable shift in cultural norms, which was mirrored in the clothing choices of NBA players. As a result, a greater variety of players participated in the league, each of whom developed their own distinctive playing style. Iconic figures like Julius Erving, popularly known as Dr. J, added an air of flamboyance to the game. Dr. J became famed for his spectacular dunks and his trademark afro, which became instantly recognizable as an integral part of his playing style. Away from the court, players also started experimenting with their off-court apparel. The rise of the disco culture had a significant impact on the fashion industry. As a result, NBA players adopted the trend of wearing bright colors, wide lapels, bell-bottom pants, and platform shoes. They established themselves as trendsetters, becoming influential outside the realm of basketball in terms of popular fashion trends. The National Basketball Association went through a tremendous fashion revolution in the 1980s, which not only helped to change the league's image but also contributed to its popularity all over the world. This was one of the defining moments of this decade for the NBA. This pivotal era in the history of the NBA was defined by a singular combination of basketball brilliance, cutthroat competitiveness, and a growing cultural impact. The entry into the league of legendary players such as Magic Johnson and Larry Bird served as the impetus for the NBA's meteoric rise to the forefront of popular culture. Not only did these two legendary players bring distinctive styles and personalities to the game of basketball, but they also exhibited amazing skills in the game. Magic Johnson was the embodiment of the flamboyant, fast-paced style of the Showtime Lakers, while Larry Bird was the embodiment of the blue-collar work ethic and competitive spirit of the Boston Celtics. Magic Johnson was known for his brilliant smile and charismatic manner. Larry Bird was a competitor. The competition between Magic and Bird extended far beyond the boundaries of the basketball court and sparked the interest of basketball fans all around the world. Their confrontations on the court, including great matchups in the NBA Finals, displayed a level of ability and competitiveness that had not been seen before at that level of prominence. This rivalry went beyond simple athletic competition because it marked the different styles and cultures of the two teams and the cities they represented. Los Angeles, with its glitz and glamour, competed against Boston, with its grit and passion. This rivalry went beyond simple athletic competition because it symbolized the contrasting styles and cultures of the two teams and the city they represented. The fashion revolution that accompanied the 1980s in the NBA was what really distinguished this era from any other. Players such as Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were more than just great athletes, they were also innovators. The NBA's new image quickly became synonymous with the famous short shorts, colorful jerseys, and signature sneakers worn by players. The gaudy outfits worn by Magic Johnson and the no-nonsense clothes worn by Larry Bird added layers of personality and style to the league, and they made Magic Johnson and Larry Bird fashion icons off the court. The culture around sneakers got its start during this time period. Sneakers were an essential component of NBA players' ensembles once brands such as Nike, Converse, and Adidas began promoting professional basketball players. Magic Johnson's Converse weapon and Michael Jordan's Air Jordan line both became highly desirable fashion products, which contributed to the growth of the basketball shoe industry to the point that it is now worth over $1 billion. In-game attire went through a period of transition as well. Players such as Julius Erving, Darryl Dawkins, and Clyde Drexler brought a sense of showmanship to the game by popularizing stylish and flamboyant techniques. The popularity of baggy shorts and jerseys with a loose fit had a significant impact on the fashion of streetwear. Hip-hop culture and the National Basketball Association came together in the 1990s, which led to a revolution in clothing styles. Players such as Allen Iverson, who was famous for his defiant demeanor, were instrumental in bringing streetwear attire to the forefront. Iverson's signature style, which reflected the influence of hip-hop music and urban culture, became characterized by items like oversized jerseys, bandanas, and baggy pants. Additionally, the athleisure trend started to pick up steam during this time period. The National Basketball Association players grew more active in fashion collaborations, brand endorsements, and the creation of their own apparel lines. Dennis Rodman, who was famous for his unusual style and colorful hair colors, was able to break traditional gender conventions with his unconventional clothing choices, which led to his being a fashion star. The decade of the 2000s was characterized by the rise of superstar athletes such as Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Dwyane Wade, who not only ruled the court but also became important figures in the world of fashion. Because of their enormous popularity, players started to engage in high-end fashion by going to fashion shows, partnering with high-end brands, and appearing on the covers of fashion magazines. Players like Wade and James pushed tailored suits and formal clothes to the forefront, which established a new level of refinement in the NBA. Because players are required to dress formally or in business casual attire when participating in team events, the league's dress code, which was introduced in 2005, also contributed to the players' increased interest in fashion. In recent years, NBA players have increasingly turned to fashion as a medium through which they may express themselves and make political remarks. The league has become more accommodating of players' distinct personal styles, and players have begun to use their clothing choices as a platform from which to advocate for various causes and bring attention to pressing social concerns. Players such as Russell Westbrook and James Harden have embraced avant-garde dress, pushing the boundaries of what is considered acceptable and breaking traditional norms. As a result of their work with various fashion designers and their ability to blur the barriers between high fashion and sportswear, they have become style icons. The National Basketball Association has had a significant impact on popular culture, as evidenced by the way that style and fashion have developed over the years in the league. NBA players have consistently pushed the boundaries and influenced fashion trends, beginning with fashions that were functional and modest in the early years of the league and progressing to fashion statements that are extravagant and daring in more recent times. It is almost guaranteed that, as the NBA continues to develop, its players will continue to make daring fashion decisions and leave their stamp on the fashion world. The National Basketball Association will always have a dynamic and exciting aspect in its relationship with fashion, which will continue to captivate fans both on and off the court. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.